Okay, so we start talking about customization of logics, and initially, as we did yesterday for the customization of UI, we started with the declarative methods. Today also we are going to be talking about declarative ways of customization of logics. Okay, so there are four ways of doing things, putting custom logics into our Salesforce apps. The first way is formula. Second is a validation rule. Third is a workflow rule, and number four is an approval process. Okay, so we do a formula, validation rule, workflow rule, approval process. Four things there, right? So we'll talk about each one of them one by one. A formula is a field type. Okay, it's a field type. While you create the field, you must have seen that there is a field type called formula. Okay, you can assign this field type to any of the fields in your object, and you can put your custom logic inside that field. Any calculations, any if else statements inside that can be done, right? But ultimately it gives you an output as a field. Okay, so it will return the result as a field. So you just have to put it in a field and use this. So common examples can be something like, let's say I want to create a formula for calculating the tax. So I can have a field called tax, and I can put a formula here, whatever is the tax, maybe revenue, or sorry, price into 10.4%, whatever. So this becomes your formula field. All right. So how do we create it? Let's just take this example and see. Try to create this formula field. Okay. So let me create a small formula field for opportunity. There's a field called amount in opportunity. I want to have a tax field also, let's say. Okay, let's do it this way. I would want you guys to, create these formula fields on your own development environments. Can you both log in into your developer orgs? It's better to do this than just listen. Okay. Can we have the developer orgs logged in? Can you just be logged in into your developer orgs quickly? Both of you. So Manish, you can log in into this one. All right. Now I want you to create. I will keep on making you guys presenter one by one, so that I'm able to share your screen as well. We'll start with Manish. Yeah. Okay. So I want to create a field which is tax, and the tax will be, let's say, 10% of the amount. There's a field already there which is amount. Tax will be 10% of amount.
Yeah, hello G.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I logged into my account.
Yeah. Now I want you to create a field on opportunity, which
Create a
will create, which will calculate the tax.
okay.
So how will we create a field on opportunity? It's pretty simple. Go to setup, customize,
Yeah.
setup.
Just a second.
Yeah, sure.
Uh, okay. Setup. Uh,
Customize. It's just about creating a field, right? The way we create a field on
right.
custom
Right.
object, same way. Just go to
Uh,
opportunity standard object,
Opportunities and
fields.
fields.
Pearl, I think you are
Uh,
also doing it. Then new field.
Just it, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
New field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We are creating tax, so it will be a number.
No. Field type will be tax will be calculated using formula, right? So what will be
Uh,
the field type? Read all the field types right from the first one.
okay. Formula.
Yes.
Okay.
So it has to be a formula field type.
True. True. And then next. Okay. Field label tax.
Right.
Field name.
Now what will it return? After calculation of formula, what will that return? Will it return
Uh,
text, number, currency? What will it return? So what
Number
is
in
it?
maybe in decimal or something.
No.
Number actually.
Tax is
In percent.
currency.
Oh, oh yes, yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, currency. Okay, and
So
then
just
we give
define
an
the
option.
return type here. What will it return? And then,
Right, right. So the decimal places we will set for two. Okay, next.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Uh, so field type is opportunity. So here we write the formula. Enter the formula. Check syntax to check for errors. Tax currency is equal to uh, income into 10.4 by 100
amount.
amount.
So how do you get the amount field?
Uh, okay,
If you know,
from here we will insert.
yeah. So delete the earlier thing. Exactly.
Right.
It's
So
always good.
amount
See, there are two options there before you start writing the
insert.
formula. You see a simple formula and advanced formula. Do you see that?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Just
Simple and
click on the
advanced.
advanced formula and then click on insert field. This will allow you to insert all the fields, any field that you want. If you use a simple formula, then you will just have option of choosing from 3, 4 fields. You use the drop down and there were only 3, 4 fields, right? From here, you
Right,
can
right.
select any field that you want. So you want to insert amount. So select amount and then you can just insert.
Uh, okay. Amount
Yeah.
and then insert operator.
Yeah.
So amount into multiply
Hmm.
uh, 10.4. So
0.104.
Yeah, 0.04.
No, 0.104.
No, zero. Yeah, 0.4.
104.
Okay.
Yeah, they should make it 10.4%.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
And
the simple
then
formula. Now tax equals amount into 0.104, which makes it 10% of the amount.
mm-hmm.
Now just check syntax.
No syntax errors in merge fields or functions.
So that's correct, right? Save it. And now let's go and check any existing opportunity if the tax has been calculated for those fields, for those records.
Gee, do you mean?
Not able. Hello, Yamnish.
Yeah, gee, yes. So you mean that like after entering the formula for tax, it should
Mhm.
automatically insert as a column in the database?
Yes. So that's like a field only, right? Like any other field that we have created so far. Only difference
But
is
like,
that this field will automatically, get the value based on the formula. So it will take amount as a reference, calculate its value. That's it. Like any other field, like
okay.
name, date, created date, same as that.
Mhm.
So just go to
So, but
any
like,
opportunity and check it. Open an
oh,
opportunity.
means it, yeah, here, tax.
Calculated now automatically based on amount.
Right, right. So amount is 235. Yeah, 10. It's a big calculation. Let me see.
10% है ना?
Just
That's fine.
Jeet,
okay, okay.
actually, some errors are showing. Actually, I don't know. I made a mistake or something.
Let
So,
me share your screen.
yeah, because
Hmm, what is the error?
yeah, when I you just check the syntax, it shows me some. 1 second, let me. Yeah, this is what. Did I made any mistake? I don't know actually.
One second, one second, one second. You are creating a number field. You should have created a formula field.
Oh,
Go to fields, new
okay.
field.
Which one, Ajit? Like I gave the number field actually. Is it I have to give the currency?
Cancel it.
Okay.
Okay, again go to new field.
New field you want me to create? New one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait, 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 wait. Customize opportunities.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You guys are not spending enough time on Salesforce. You guys are very, weak in navigation through things, which is not good. So spend more time so that you are, fast with the navigation part.
Yeah, sure. Today, actually,
I mean, why I'm saying this is because if you work like this in front of, maybe your manager or someone, they will surely get to know that you are not actually that much experienced on Salesforce. So you need to be a little more fast, not, searching around for things. Go to setup, customize opportunities. Yeah, scroll down, create a new field. Click on new custom field. Yeah, new button. Okay, formula field. First, second, third one.
okay.
Now go to next. The return type should be currency. Name the field. Name the field. Tax. Okay.
Yeah, got it, Ajit.
Now it's working,
It's
huh?
working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. So now the same way you can, add some more formulas. So I'll just give you a few more examples, and then you guys can work on it on your own. Um, Let me make myself as presenter. Okay, so this was a simple example, right? Straightforward. Tax equals to price into or whatever amount into 10%, whatever. Okay, this was a straight formula. Now just imagine if there's one small logic which comes in, like if tax, if amount less than 50,000, 50K, tax equals 10%, else tax equals 20%. Or if it's more than 50,000, then tax equals 20%, right? So this can be one logic. So a company can have these kind of logics as well. If depending on amount value they want to calculate the tax, then it's pretty simple. All that we have to do is we just have to go ahead and use the if functionality here. So let me just show it to you. Okay. So the same tax field, I'm gonna go ahead and edit the one which we just created. So again, go to setup, customize. Okay, I don't need to create a new field this time. I just need to go ahead and edit the existing field, right? So this is the existing field. Go ahead and edit. My company's logic has changed. They want tax to be calculated based on the amount. If it is less than 50,000, then 10%. If more than 50,000, 20%. Okay. So in that case, I will need an if function from here. So this is the place where all the functions are listed. Okay. So you can just go ahead and search for if, insert the function. So here is your function. Okay, so this is the function. Okay, how does this function work? If logic test. So what is the logic test? Amount greater less than 50,000. Amount less than 50,000, then value should be amount into 0.1, which is 10%. Else, what should be the value? Value if false will be amount into 20%. That's it. That's the logic. That's it. Okay. Now we can just go ahead and check the syntax error. If there is any syntax error, no. So this formula seems to be okay. I'm good to go ahead and save it. If I go to opportunities and check any of the opportunities, let's say this one. This is 235,000, which means it's more than 50,000. So it should be 20% of this. Yeah, 47,000 is 20% of that. If I edit it, make it 40,000. Tax should become 10% of that, 4,000. Yeah, that's what it is. Got it? So the first formula that we used, or the first one that we created, was a simple one, straightforward. Now this is a little more complex. Okay, a little more if and else logic has come here. Okay, and your formula can be, complex at any level. So if you are good with the formulas, if you understand the logic properly, if you are able to write your logics, you should be able to deal with any level of complexity with the formula. Definitely that is something which will come with a bit of practice that you do, right? And for whatever functions we have here, we have this functions reference guide. So there are a couple of things that I'm going to suggest to you. One is this function reference guide from the field itself. Okay, so all these functions are here, right? Whenever you click on any function, first of all you have categories for functions. Okay, this is important. If you want a function which is logical in nature, then use logical functions, so that you can see what all functions are available. So for logical, we have if, and, is null, is number, not, all these things available. Date and time function. So these are related to date. So if you're using a function which is related to date, use date and time. If you're using a function for text, if you're converting text into hyperlink and stuff like that, left alignment, right alignment sort of thing, or some other stuff, changing the case of the text, that is under text. And if you want to do mathematical calculations, then come to this maths functions. Okay, the maximum value, minimum value, sum, all these things will come under this one. Okay, so that's one thing. Now if you want to understand how a function is used, let's say you want to understand how AND statement is used, just come here, and here you will see how it is actually used. Okay, so for using AND statement, you should write AND, then within bracket you should write logic 1, logic 2, and then so on, comma, logic 3, logic 4, whatever number of logics you have that you want to put in your AND statement. Fine. Okay, and if you want further help on this function, you can click on help on this function. This will help you get more help. So this is where you will get all the functions listed. If you click on help on this function, that will take you to this link. It has all the functions listed. See, so first of all the operators are listed, and then the functions are listed. So which function were we talking about? And right. Here it is, AND function. Returns a true response if all values are correct, and this is an example. So everything will come here with an example as well. Okay. So this is a very nice place for you to get a reference whenever you need to use a formula and you want to use a function. So if it's a straight formula, you can just write the formula. If you need help of a function, common functions you will get used to, and you will be able to use anytime. But if you want to use a function which you have not used so far, you can always take help from here. Okay, so this is a good reference point. Okay, the second document which I was talking about is a PDF which I have. It has a few examples of formulas, so I'll share that PDF with you all, and you can actually have a look into that, and that will help you understand formulas a little better. Okay, all right. So the next thing that we are going to talk is validation rule. That's about formulas. So second is validation rule. Validation rule is a rule to validate data. Okay, before it is created or updated. So validation rule is a rule that validates data before a record is created or updated. All right. So it can be as simple as let's say for contact, I want to define a rule that email ID should not be blank. Okay, so that sort of thing. So if it finds that email ID is blank, it will throw you an error. Or it can be something like amount cannot be more than 1 million. If it finds that someone has entered an amount which is more than 1 million, it will throw an error. All right. It can be like project start date and expected end date cannot be same. So that way, right? So it's a rule, right? How do you define that? Go to that particular object and define the validation rule. So let's say I want to define the validation rule for contact. Then I should go to setup, customize contact. Where is contact? There it is. Okay, this time you don't need to go to fields. This time you just need to go to validation rules. Okay, under contacts, go to validation rule or whichever object you want to define the validation rule for. Go to the validation rule, click on new, okay, and give it a rule name, email rule. Okay, and in this rule, one thing that you have to do is you have to make sure you make the rule active before it can be actually used. Okay, if it is inactive, it will not work. If you just want to create the rule for now and use it later on, just keep it inactive there. Okay, if you want the rule to start working, then make it active. So this is active. Okay, now here you have to do two things. You have to define an error condition, what will be the error condition, and what will be the error message. My error condition is email equals null. That is what my error condition is. If the email is null, that should be an error, right? Email okay. I mean, I can do it through this thing operator also, but let me do it through a logical function is null. Okay, so is null checks whether an expression is null and returns true or false. Okay, so it will just, I'll use this function is null, and which expression I want to check, the email, right? Check syntax error, no response. Okay, so this will check if the email is null or not. So this is my error condition, and here will be my error message. Email field cannot be blank. So this is the error message which will be displayed to the end user while he is trying to enter the record without email. Okay, so that he can rectify that. Email field cannot be blank. That's it. And where do you want the error message to be displayed? On top of the page or beside the field? Let it be at the top of the page. Save. It's active now, should be working. Let me go to contacts, create a new contact. Try to save it. Okay. It's active also. Okay, now it works. Okay, so maybe that is not passing a null value here. All right, by default the system is not passing a null value here. Null means no value at all, right? So maybe there is something which is being passed. So in that case we can just change the expression and it works. So that's it. So if email equals blank, throw error. It throws error. Email field cannot be blank. Works, right? Same way, let's say there's one more validation rule I want to define for project. We created the custom project object. Uh, if the start date and expected end date are same, then throw an error. So let me just go to setup. That's a custom object, so I should go to create objects under this project object. Scroll down here a little, you will see the validation rules option. Okay, just go ahead and click on new. Okay. Start date rule. Let's give it a rule name. Okay. What will be the error condition if the start date equals to the expected end date? Okay, so this should be the error condition if these two values are same. Check syntax. It's okay. Error is start date and expected end date cannot be same. Save. That's it. Now the project object is here. Project management. App. I put start date as 14. Expected end date as also as 14. Save it. Start date and expected end date cannot be same, right? So if you understand what we understand from here is there's no new concept in validation rule. Only thing is that how good you are into the functions, you will be able to write good error conditions, right? If you understand the formulas functions well, you can write error conditions well, and then you can validate your data. the way you want, right? So this is also simple stuff, very similar to formula. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a PDF which has a few formula examples of formulas, but before you get into that, because those formulas are a little advanced level, so you can actually keep on working on that PDF for next few days. But before that, try to work on these simple formulas once from your side, right? The ones that we have discussed, and or maybe try to think of a few small ones like opportunities tax we have calculated. Now think of grading your opportunities. Okay, so category A, category B. If the amount of the opportunity is more than 100,000, then it's category A. If it's less than 100,000, then it's category B. Just try to put these small formulas wherever you feel like in your applications that you have designed or in the standard application, and get used to the formula thing, or maybe try to create a few small validation rules. Okay, and then you can also take reference from the PDF that I'm going to share. There are a few more examples that will help you understand those things. Okay. Oh, all right. Please let me know if anyone has a question or doubt. So there are two more business logic things, which is workflow rule and approval process. These two we cover tomorrow. All right.